The Catholic Church is the largest Christian church in the world. It has over 1 billion active followers. It is also the oldest religious institution. As it turns out, the Vatican, like the entire church, has many secrets that I don't want the rest of the world to know. In today's episode, we will show you some such secrets. I invite you to watch. Mummification experts. The number of saints of the Catholic Church is approximately 7,000 people. Saints are people very close and devoted to God. The cult of saints dates back to the beginning of the 2nd century. This took place during the Roman persecution of the first Christians. The intact bodies of saints after death are considered relics, so they are preserved and treated with great respect. The Vatican even has its own team of scientists responsible for the preservation and mummification of saints' remains. Pope John XXIII died in 1963. His body was embalmed and buried after the funeral mass. However, when in 2001 this pope was declared a saint and his body was exhibited in St. Peter's Basilica, it looked like he had died just a few hours ago. The embalming was done so well that the body was perfectly preserved. Interestingly, substances hazardous to health were used during embalming, and part of the embalming team died of cancer shortly thereafter. Vatican money. The main sources of income in the Vatican are tourism and donations from believers. The institution's annual budget is approximately $209.6 million. The Vatican owns many properties in Italy, Paris, London, and Switzerland. However, accounting documents show completely different amounts. Reports have shown that the real value of the property is around $2.7 billion. This amount is 7 times higher than indicated in the accounts. The Institute for the Works of Religion, also known as the Vatican Bank, was founded in 1942. It is considered the best and safest bank in the world. Moreover, it is free from any external influences. During the war, the Nazis used the Vatican Bank for their own purposes. Interestingly, the Vatican Bank still has an open bank account for Pope John Paul I and Pope Paul VI. John Paul I's account has €125,310, while Pope Paul VI's 2 accounts have balances of €110,864 and €296,151. Exorcism. Exorcism is the spiritual practice of expelling demons and other evil spirits from a person through various rituals. In Rome, there is an educational institution, the Pontifical Athenaeum Regina Apostolate, which conducts exorcism courses for priests. Such courses have been gaining popularity in recent years. According to Catholic priests from various countries, cases of devil possession are becoming more and more common. Media reports reveal that over 500,000 people use the services of exorcists in Italy alone. The Roman diocese employs approximately 250 exorcists from 30 countries. The main exorcist of the Vatican is Gabriel Amort, who has performed thousands of exorcisms in his life. Medicine treats possession as a case of mental disorder. Scientists link cases of healing through exorcism with the placebo effect and self-hypnosis. The exorcism process itself mainly involves the recitation of prayers. Massive wine consumption. According to world statistics, Vatican residents drink on average 62 liters of wine per person per year. Scientists note that many residents are forced to drink wine during numerous religious celebrations and rituals. However, an important factor is the excise tax rate on alcohol. The tax on wine sales in the Vatican is not high. Moreover, in some sales outlets, there are no taxes on wine at all. Social life in the Vatican. All confidential Vatican information is strictly confidential. However, in 2012, they were leaked. The person responsible for this is believed to be the monk and Pope Benedict Paolo Gabriele. This man revealed data on corruption, nepotism, conspiracies, and other Vatican intrigues. Paolo was suspected of leaking the data because he was the person closest to the Pope. This scandal caused a real stir. The information revealed was that there were popes in history who led an extremely immoral way of life. For example, Pope Alexander VI, during the conclave in 1492, bribed his rival to withdraw his candidacy and lead a campaign for Alexander VI. When he became pope, he distributed positions among his relatives and friends. In addition, there were many rumors about the Pope's incestuous relationships, debauchery, and his riotous life. Vatican Archives. The Vatican Apostolic Archives is a collection of documents collected there from the Middle Ages to the present day. The collection of these documents was previously called the Vatican Secret Archive because access to it was severely restricted. It was the Pope's private property. The archive itself was founded in 1610 by Pope Paul V. Scientists first gained access to the documents because Pope Pius XXI approved access to documents dating before 1846. In this way, he authorized the examination of his predecessor's information. About 1,500 scientists from all over the world work in the Vatican Apostolic Archives every year. Taking photos and videos in the archive is completely prohibited. The archive contains letters, personal documents, and manuscripts. The most famous documents that can be found there include letters from Michelangelo, a letter from Henry VIII asking for an annulment of the marriage, as well as a request for help from Mary Stuart. Vatican Army. The Vatican's armed forces consist of the Swiss Guard Corps. The Vatican Army is the smallest in the world, but at the same time, it has the longest history. Only Swiss, Catholic, aged 19 to 30 are recruited for this military service. They cannot have wives. It is important that they are at least 175 centimeters tall. Recruitment is voluntary. The Pontifical Swiss Guard was created by Pope Julius II in 1506 as a unit of the Honor Guard. The Pope was afraid of attacks and asked the Swiss for protection. This country sent 150 mercenaries to help him. The Guard's uniform is characterized by having the brightest colors in the world. It was produced in 1914 and consists of 154 elements. Mandatory attributes for the Guard are a sword, halberd, armor, and various decorations and patches. The entire outfit weighs approximately 8 kilograms. Each uniform is tailor-made. There are two types of uniforms, daily and ceremonial. In addition to the uniform, the Papal Army wears metal helmets with colorful feathers. Forgiveness of the most serious sins. The Apostolic Signatura serves as the tribunal of mercy, which is responsible for matters related to the forgiveness of sins in the Catholic Church. This institution was previously called the Supreme Tribunal. The tribunal is able to forgive such sins as excommunication, an attempt on the life of the Pope, or violating the secrecy of correspondence. The function of the apostolic signature is defined in the Apostolic Constitution of 1988, and the principles are regulated by the Church's own laws. For the annulment of a sin, such as divorce after entering into a church marriage, one must apply by writing a letter to the sitting Pope himself. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive notifications about the latest episodes. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Bye.